Hey, Sebastian, Josh, what's up, guys? So it's 6 a.m. here, and I have been up the last few hours because I'm excited. I've been looking through your data, your landing pages, your ads, and I've seen some things that we can definitely improve off the get-go to get your ads giving you visibility and really starting to supercharge your results. So stay tuned. I'm going to be sharing a bit more in just a moment. Let me get to my laptop and we will get right into it. All right, guys, so we're here at my office. We're looking through your campaigns. So let me share with you what's got me excited. So firstly, we looked at TikTok. I wanted to see if you're at least running some remarketing ads. So under the brand name and under the US, I don't see anything. So that's an opportunity to diversify traffic straight away. So we go to Google, see if you're running remarketing there. I don't see anything currently. You may be running it under a different brand name, but currently I don't see anything. So that's another opportunity we can definitely get into and have the data all lining up as well. But this is where it gets interesting. So I went to Facebook. You've got some cool videos running here, but they're all missing UTMs and things that we can really use. But we'll get back to that in a moment. What I want to go through is the landing page. And this is where I already see some data leaks and some opportunities. So I've created a custom tool to help with tracking. So something I've developed myself called Pixel Detective. So let's fire that up. You can see on this page, which is the transform.detoxdudes.com/get started, we have the Hyros and the Facebook pixel firing up. So that's fine. It's just give me a page view, which is correct. But and Hyros is also firing up with the different scripts that they load, which is fine. Here's where it gets really interesting. If I go to this page, for some reason, you're firing more pixels. So I'm seeing Microsoft Clarity, so you're obviously tracking this one, and you're not tracking the others. Harris is having multiple events. So different click attribution going on here. I'm not sure why. And Facebook Pixel is firing an add to cart for some reason. So we haven't actually added it to cart. So that shouldn't be firing until we've clicked on this button for going to step 2. So you're optimizing in the wrong direction from the get-go. Like we shouldn't be tracking that stuff into platform until it's actually happened, because this is giving this platform's false positives. And same with your main website. So main website, again, it's mismatch of pixels and analytics. So I'd really love to get all these things unified, so we're capturing all the data across all the platforms and then bringing it into a data management platform or data software, so we can really start to then manage that into your dashboards. But we'll get to that in a moment. So let me share with you guys a case study that we actually implemented this system for. So this client was making about 3,000 in profit a month. It was about on 300K spend, which was good, but nowhere near where they had the potential to get to. So what we did was implement all this tracking stuff. So the core problems were this: tracking stopped at the form fill. There weren't insights into whether leads were accepted, rejected, or qualified. So we weren't really getting leads that were driving money for the business, because they only get paid for leads that can be delivered to their clients. It was a pay-per-lead company. Inconsistent attribution. Their UTMs were inconsistently applied and no correlation to actual revenue. So they were also doing things like they had the VAs that were manually looking at their reports from the CRMs and matching it up to ads based on UTMs, and there's all these gaps in the data. And quite frankly, they weren't optimizing for the right metric. They were optimizing for the initial lead rather than where the business was actually making the sale. So whilst they actually had the data of where the sales were happening, we weren't sending that information back into platform, and they weren't able to connect the dots because they weren't sending their FBCs and their platform data across the funnel. So I'm pretty sure it'll be the same situation for you guys. So the way we've got it set up, we can have an overview on a daily basis, a weekly basis, whatever time frame we want, and have it compared year on year or month on month to see fluctuations. On top of that, I did things like we put in health checks across their system critical kind of platform. So if Twilio broke down, SendGrid, or any of the other things that impact their ability to scale leads, we would know like straight away before any issues really start to impact delivery, and so we can shut down ads or at least go and fix it. So let's just say your credits on SendGrid are running low, we'd actually send a webhook into communication platforms that teams are on, so they can fix it straight away. Um, these are things that I really love doing. So that and lead delivery watchdogs. So if no leads are delivered within a certain time frame, we'd also have a hook back in the platform to say, hey, there's an issue, go and check it to see what's going on. So things that we implemented was conversion APIs and browser tracking with duplication. So that means server side plus browser side tracking, plus the click IDs, FBCL ID, GCL ID, TTCL ID, all the different platforms, as well as the browser side and as much information as we can, essentially. So as much information as you can off the user sending back to platforms, it gives Facebook, Google, etc. a much richer profile, which helps them send you more of the right people and send you less of the wrong people. Another thing is like tracking micro conversions along the platform. So the full buyer journey, every step of the journey, we started sending back into platform, which starts improving the strength of a signal being sent to Facebook, Google, etc. And replace their main business metric from CPL into CPAL. That's cost per assigned lead from CPL. Like I said, built a real-time dashboard, empowered the team with faster revenue decision making, and we're very quickly able to decide down to the ad level what's working and what's not. So then we can go, okay, these campaigns are working, these ones aren't. These offers are working, and these ones aren't. So another thing you can add in with UTMs is the type of offer it is, so you can then track the results. And then obviously reliability and monitoring, that there's health checks that I mentioned to you about, and automated alerts. So that's basically the platform, the system, the dashboard that I set up. I would love to do this for you guys as well. I think there's a lot of potential to bring in data that will really start to help your team. Another thing that I mentioned to Sebastian, which I think he was liking, is using things like NAMSOR. So this gives you additional information on who your leads are and who's becoming a customer. Also use tools like Quantcast to start to understand who your customers are even better. So solutions. It just gives you more data on who actually is your audience. You can see who they are and what else they look at, and we can do that down to the level of who's actually buying as well. So really interesting stuff. You can do this with a few platforms, and it just adds to the insights you're getting with it. I know you guys are already tracking Clarity, but getting this data as well as Clarity, and then making that data useful to you. So bring it into a dashboard, and then not just bring a dashboard, we can now, since AI's come out, we can start to use that data and speak to it. So we can speak to it like, who are my most profitable customers, where have they been coming from, and start to get more active insights. That's where these things start to get really interesting. Right. So here's something else that really gets me excited. We can set up a API to go and see what your competitors are running as ads, and we can send that into your dashboards as well, so you can see when they're changing their ads, what kind of offers they're running, and give you alerts so your team is very much aware of the market. So we can go look at who your biggest competitors are and understand when they change their ads and what kind of messaging they're changing and if it's working or not. So we really start to get a pulse on what's happening and what's moving the needle. So this is exciting stuff. So guys, that's what kept me up last night. I was up looking through your systems, understanding where your gaps are at the moment and how we can improve them. These are things I've done before. These things I've done for multiple companies across multiple industries. And it's something I would love to do for you guys. So if you're ready to start getting complete attribution, to start improving your systems, so your teams aren't working on things that can be automated. You see, once we do this, you will have daily visibility into what's working, what campaigns drive customers versus people who just want to consume your free content. And you'll be able to better improve your cost per
for sales and get more of your ideal customers for a better cost. And really, we can start to have a lot of fun with this. So I'm just excited to have a chat with you both and take this to the next level. Super excited. Chat soon.